sponsored by Flip Narrative. And remember, if you don't love your story, flip it. But how do you know if it's easy money? If I find I understand profitable sneakers because I invest much of my personal time in sneaker purchases, blogs, and stores. So for me, we be very similar because I spend a lot of time, probably too much time on like sneaker websites. But for me, I don't want to just say it's a gift and just chalk it up and say, oh, it's a gift. But
Right.
like the more I've been reselling, I just pay attention to quality. So it started with clothes, noticing what a quality clothing item looks like. But then when I started selling more electronics, you realize how to spot a quality electronic stuff that's heavy, stuff that's made in USA, stuff that's specifically like when it says made in USA, when it says made in Japan, like these certain things would like let you know made in Germany, made overseas. You instantly can tell. And then once you just start paying attention to certain brands, you keep selling the same brands. Canon. Okay, let me grab this up. Leica, let me grab that up. I know that's good. And I'm just thinking of cameras. But like for the toys, I just some a big part of the game in terms of like learning new stuff and like figuring it out is spending the time to just do the research, do the work. Like I would go through a whole bag of those Skylanders, and I'm looking up every code on underneath it, and I'm checking the comments for every single one. Granted, it took me an hour to look up like 100 of them, but now I know anytime I'm looking for those Skylanders, I'm only looking for the ones that I know are worth money.
Right.
And I've done the work in the past, so now it's almost like reading a book. You know what I mean? You're just doing the research. That's what works for me. How about you?
I'm not much of a shoe seller, but just in general, I invest my time in stuff that I like.
Hmm.
Although we go across all the platforms and we pick up stuff that we probably seen on somebody else's video or from mention from someone else, those are things that I just on hearsay.
Hmm.
Um, I think you're just like this, Akil, as well. When I find something that I like, I go full throttle into it, and I'm talking about kind of on one of those insane type of things. You know how
Hmm.
people when they act these roles. I know Jim Carrey is one of those people,
Yep.
and
The guy that played Joker.
yeah,
Yep.
him.
Joaquin
You
Phoenix,
know,
something
hmm
like that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like they live that life in this mental space for a while, so they can be the best character that they can be. Denzel, all these people, it just don't. It's not a button that they press and then they're on. No, months and months at a time, they will isolate themselves and turn into a whole nother person. That's kind of compared to when I find something that I like. I find out every single thing about it, and I can't afford. It's a good and bad because I can't afford to do that for every single thing that I come across because I would
Mm,
get nothing done. So
right.
it's not niching down. I just like toys. I just love toys. So anytime I come across toys, I'm so invested into them that the more and more information I get when I see things, I don't have to look it up. So it
Right.
saves you time as well. I don't have to look it up anymore. I go out,
Right.
I'm like, oh, yo, give me that. I already know that's my. I already know
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
my.
And that just similar to what you said. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of just have to do the work, and it's like it just comes from experience too. Like there's no real, and not saying this is you, Matthew, but just a lot of people think it's like it's a get rich quick or like a easy button, but it really just comes from that time that you just got to put in the time. So if you guys enjoyed that short clip from the podcast, click over here for another short clip. And if you guys want to check out the full podcast, click over here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.